When did you first become aware that Gladys Berejiklian was in a close personal relationship with Mr. Maguire?
About a year ago.
So was that something that came as some surprise or that shock to you, finding out that information?
I think incredulous. Certainly, I think it should have been disclosed.
At the heart of this corruption inquiry is whether Gladys Berejiklian upheld the standards of integrity expected from those in high office.
When you say disclosed to who?
Well, myself as the Premier.
Today, the former New South Wales Premier Mike Baird appeared as a witness at the Independent Commission Against Corruption. He told the Commission Gladys Berejiklian never disclosed to him her relationship with Daryl Maguire during the process of funding a $5.5 million grant in Maguire's former electorate.
This was quite a lot of money, quite a lot of dollars.
So far this week, the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption has heard evidence about exactly how this grant was said to have been awarded in late 2016.
There was a push to get it on the agenda.
The inquiry is examining Gladys Berejiklian's support for two multi-million-dollar grants and whether she had a conflict of interest. She is yet to give evidence and has denied any wrongdoing.
It does raise the possibility that Ms Berejiklian's conduct had the effect of preferring organisations based in Wagga Wagga to other equally or more deserving organisations based elsewhere in this state.
I think the primary concern was the business case, or the lack of an appropriate business case.
A former Baird government advisor told ICAC what he thought of the shooting club proposal. In a minute to then Premier Mike Baird tendered to ICAC, Nigel Blunden said the plan went against all the principles of sound economic management.
Is this really the most appropriate expenditure of $5.5 million of taxpayers' money?
Mr. Blunden wrote at the time that he thought the economic benefits associated with the project looked sus, and joked the development should be renamed the Maguire International Shooting Centre of Excellence.
He would be in my ear regularly about getting the Premier to come and visit Wagga.
How did you know that Gladys wanted it?
Her office had put it on the agenda.
Mr. Blunden told the inquiry he opposed funding the shooting club development, and it was taken off the agenda of the Expenditure Review Committee, only to later be put back on.
Daryl fired up and Gladys put it back on.
In his minute to then Premier Baird, Nigel Blunden wrote,
"Sometimes you've got to say WTF, correct?"
That's correct, Mr. Robertson, yes.
Today, Mike Baird gave a withering assessment of his former backbench colleague, the former member for Wagga Wagga.
Daryl was someone that relentlessly pursued his own agenda. At times, he was certainly aggressive, and I think at times abusive to members of staff, to public servants and MPs.
Mr. Maguire had every right to advocate for funding for this. It was the role of people like myself in the Premier's office to ensure that the appropriate scrutiny was placed on them.
Mike Baird won't be the last high-profile witness to appear. The former Deputy Premier John Barilaro and New South Wales Minister for Jobs Stuart Ayres have also been summoned to the inquiry.
As the leader of the New South Wales Government, I have expected the highest standards of myself and my colleagues.
We're also likely to see Daryl Maguire and Gladys Berejiklian face further questioning.
In all the decisions I have ever made as a Minister or as Premier of New South Wales, my first consideration has always been the well-being and welfare of the people of this state. I've always acted with the highest level of integrity.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.